Lily, ordinary Lily, the kind of woman who always followed the rules, always smiled, always waited her turn for happiness. She worked in marketing, translation. She spent 40 hours a week, crafting clever ways to make people think they couldn't live without the next big thing to fill the holes in their lives. Irony much? Every evening, she sat on her worn gray couch, scrolling through social media, watching other people live the lives she told herself she'd have someday. Someday, when she had the time. Someday, when she had the courage. Someday, when Caleb, the perfect fiancé, with his perfect hair and his perfect plans, made her life perfect. Spoiler alert, someday isn't real. One November night, while staring at the stars from her rooftop, Lily's phone buzzed. Caleb's name lit up her screen, and her stomach did that annoying flutter thing.
Must be about wedding plans.
Sweet, oblivious Lily. The text read, "We need to talk." 4 words that might as well have been a funeral song for her future. She rushed downstairs, heart pounding like some tragic heroine running to her doom. Caleb was standing there, looking at her like she was a stray dog he'd accidentally fed and now wanted to get rid of.
I can't do this anymore.
Do what?
This us.
This us?
Like their entire relationship could be boiled down to 2 syllables. No apology, no explanation, just a cold clinical unsubscribing from Lily's life. At first, she begged, of course she did, pleaded for answers, for a second chance, for something, but Caleb didn't care. He walked out, leaving her standing in the doorway like an abandoned doll, and that's when the real chaos began. For weeks, Lily spiraled. No, I mean spiraled. She turned her apartment into a shrine of misery, surrounded by empty takeout containers, tear-streaked journals, and, of course, his stupid hoodie that still smelled like his cologne. She replayed every moment of their relationship, dissecting it like a true crime documentary. What did she miss? What could she have done better? But here's the thing about spirals. They don't stop until you hit rock bottom. And for Lily, rock bottom came on a day when she found herself on her knees. In her tiny bedroom, clutching a photo of the 2 of them on some forgettable vacation, sobbing so hard she could barely breathe. And then something inside her snapped. No, not snapped like a breakdown, snapped like a match struck against stone. She stood up, grabbed every photo, every keepsake, every stupid love note he ever gave her, and hurled them into a trash bag. Then she dragged that bag to the curb, slammed the lid shut, and screamed into the crisp afternoon air. It wasn't just Caleb she was throwing away. It was every version of herself that had bent, shrunk, and compromised for the sake of his comfort. That night she returned to the rooftop. The stars were out again, mocking her with their endless, indifferent glow. And yet, one star seemed brighter than the rest. It flickered, pulsed, like it was trying to tell her something. This is where the tarot card comes in. You see, the star doesn't show up during the good times. No, it follows the tower. That's the card of upheaval, chaos, and destruction. The tower rips your life apart. The star? The star is what guides you out of the rubble. It's the promise of hope, when everything you've built has burned to the ground. Lily wasn't ready for hope that night, but the idea planted itself quietly, patiently. Over the next few months, she started rebuilding. Not her relationship, not her perfect life plan, but herself. She booked a solo trip to Iceland. Because honestly, why not? She signed up for a painting class and splattered so much paint on the canvas that her instructor had to politely suggest she focus on composition. But she didn't care. She wasn't painting for approval. She was painting for her, Fast forward 1 year, Lily stood under the Icelandic sky, watching the auroras dance, in colors so vibrant they made her breath catch. For the first time in her life, she wasn't thinking about Caleb or her past or her pain. She was thinking about the stars, the endless, infinite stars, and how one night one of them had reminded her that destruction isn't the end, it's the beginning. You see, the star isn't about fixing the past, it's about finding light after the storm, about pouring out the water you've been holding on to, and trusting that the universe has something better for you. When life burns your carefully constructed plans to the ground, will you curse the ashes? Or will you look up and let the stars guide you?